Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily futures market review for the trading day ending Wednesday, April 15th. Well, firstly to gold futures, and the candle we're analysing is the second last one here on the chart, and we see a change of trend for today's trading. Prior to today we had a downtrend in place where the market tested down to the Kijun-sen support just below the 1185 region, and for today's trading the buyers have come back into the market quite solidly to close with control and to test just up above the 1200 round number level of resistance. With the formation of a white body candle, it suggests that we've seen a change of momentum away from the sellers previously with these black body candles back to the buyers, and at the moment as we watch this current candle trade, we are seeing the market extend through the high of the current candle that has finished trading. So the buyers are attempting to continue with that control and showing some commitment. Having said that, however, for today's trading, we have seen the market fail to breach and close up above the Tenkan-sen indicator, which is trading around the 1203, 12 to 1204 region. And with this current candle that's forming, we are seeing some rejection from above there. So that's going to be an important barrier, as is the immediate area that the market's trading in, because we have the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud trading there as well. So that is an area that we're likely to see some very strong resistance, and we could see some strong price rejection following the buyers attempting to take control. Now the problem for the sellers is going to be the round number 1200, and that could begin to act as support, so that will be an important test. But if we do see the market breach through that 1200 level, we could see the market testing back down to around the 1185 region and down to the Kijun-sen just below there. Now just looking at the Fibonacci extension, and we're examining the relationship of this new first time frame uptrend to the immediate previous first time frame uptrend. And for today's candle has finalised trading. We've seen the market fail to close up above the 100% level, and we are testing above there. But if we see price rejection and a bearish candle enter the market here, it would signify that that 100% level has been important and it has held a strong resistance. If we do see the buyers continue in the market and we see the market trade within the cloud and above the Tenkan-sen indicator, the 161.8% level is an area we should watch at 1213. Now just looking at the bands here with the gold futures, and here we see the market still trading within the bands. The bands are starting to squeeze up, so as traders this is what we like to see, and it signifies that the market will eventually move into a new trending move, either up or down. What we're waiting for is the breakout, either a bullish breakout or a bearish, and then we want to see strong follow through after that. So at the moment we've seen for the past two candles the market finding support around that middle level of the bands, previously finding some resistance around the top, and with this current candle as it's developing, we have seen the market test around that upper band and be rejected from there. So that's going to be an important level, roughly about 1206, 1207. If we do see the market come off, looking to the middle of the bands to hold a support, and then also down to the lower bands if the sellers do come in stronger around the 1186 region. Next to NYMEX oil, and the buyers are quite strong in the market now. We've certainly seen a change of sentiment in NYMEX oil over the last month or so, with the market trending down very strongly prior to that, and then moving sideways, and then for the last week, 2 weeks, we saw the market break out through the top of the Ichimoku cloud. So we now have a bullish market in all three time frames, and there's certainly a good opportunity for this market to continue to develop to higher levels. Importantly, when we saw that bullish breakout above the cloud, we saw the market test back to within the cloud, but the Tenkan-sen held a strong support for those three candles there, as did the 49.90 level, very close to the round number 50, and the buyers then came back into the market. Strong bullish breakout, strong bullish follow through today, and it suggests that we have perhaps seen the end to that negativity that we saw in NYMEX oil on those daily charts. If we do see the market come off, potential support around 54.66, but even stronger support around the Tenkan-sen trading at 53.08. And looking at the bands here with NYMEX oil, and this really does highlight how we've seen the market transition from that strong downtrending phase where we saw all of this price activity down below the set of bands, most of the price activity down below the lower band, highlighting this strong negative bias in the market in the medium term time frame, and the upper band tending to hold as strong resistance. Then we saw this transition and the market testing outside of the bands, the middle of the bands holding a support, then the lower band holding a support, and then a bearish breakout, and eventually the market transitioning into that new uptrending phase. And we'll look at that transition there with the market testing above the upper band, no follow through, then testing to the middle of the bands, the strong bullish breakout, some moderate follow through, and the upper band now holding as support for about 4 or 5 candles prior to today's trading. With this strong bullish breakout up above the upper band and the breach of this swing high, previous support, previous strong resistance level, it does suggest that we have seen that market fully transition. If we do see NYMEX oil come off, we'll be looking to that upper band which trades at 53.23 to continue to hold as strong support, but certainly it does seem as though we do now have a very strong bullish bias in the medium term time frame in NYMEX oil. Now just moving back to the Fibonacci technique with NYMEX oil, and here we've seen with this strong bullishness the market trading up above the 78.6% level, almost extending to the 100% level. The 100% level at 57.16 will be an important that I'll be watching keenly, and if we see the market trade in a bullish manner above there, our next test will be perhaps to the 161.8% level at 61.54. So if the buyers are strong enough, we certainly could see this market trade significantly higher. Now also with NYMEX oil, just looking at the trend channel that's been drawn here from the low on the 17th of March through that intervening or through that trough in early April, and then a channel drawn through the intervening peak, and it gives us a target here at least for the next trading session, testing perhaps up to 58.35 if the buyers are strong enough, and as the days move on, if the buyers are willing, that gives us a potential barrier up around that those levels as the market moves higher. But at the moment there is a possibility of the buyers, if they are strong enough, testing up to about that 58.35, 58.40 level. Moving next to wheat futures, and here we've seen the sellers very strongly in control for the past 3 trading days, testing below the round number 500 for the prior day's trading, suggesting we could have seen some support coming in just below there at this 496.55 level. But for today we've seen the sellers continue with the move, so very strong downside momentum. With this candle, the sellers have closed with control, and they have failed to breach the 488 level, previous important support level. At the moment we are seeing some buying coming in on this current candle, but there still is an opportunity here for the sellers to continue. And if they can breach 488, we have a possible target down around the very important swing low, roughly about this 477, 478 area. If that area there is breached, potential support down at about 466. Any rally may see resistance come in now at that 496.50 level, certainly around the 500 level, or even extending up to the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud about 505. Moving next to corn futures, and here we see a change of trend with this candle, the white body candle that I'm highlighting here. A spinning top type candle, however, where we have the buyers losing commitment up above the 376 level, the sellers losing commitment down near the lows of the previous 2 candles, roughly about the 370 area, 369, and a small body in the middle, and not too small in relative terms compared to some of the candles around them, but the rejection from the upside and from the downside is the most important thing, and it suggests quite some indecision in this market. Now at the moment in this current candle we are seeing the market test above that 376 area, so a possibility of the buyers, if they're strong enough, to continue with the trend to the upside and test up to the Tenkan-sen indicator, trading roughly about the 380 level. We do have a bearish market in all three time frames here, and that suggests that there's a possibility of the sellers coming into the market again, but we do have very strong support down at 367 if the market can trade through the minor swing lows here about the 370 level, and a breach of 367 could see corn futures trading quite quickly down to about 359. Looking next to the S&P 500 futures on the hourly chart, and for today's trading, as it finished, we saw the market trading above each of the Ichimoku indicators, beginning below the Ichimoku cloud, finding support down after the retracement to the middle pivot point level. The buyers coming in very strongly off there, breaching through the Tenkan-sen indicator and the Ichimoku cloud in a strong bullish manner, with the market eventually testing up to the second pivot point resistance level. We see the spikes on these candles just above that level. It suggested that that was very strong resistance. The buyers continually lost commitment up above that area, and just with a closer look, and on the third hour as we tested above there on the third occasion, we saw the sellers coming in very strongly on that strong bearish candle, but not a lot of follow through after that. Then for the opening of the current session, the market opening above the midpoint level, above the Kijun-sen and the Ichimoku cloud, suggesting that we still have a bullish market, and if the buyers are strong enough, we could see the S&P 500 futures testing to that first pivot point resistance level at 2109. Very solid support below here at the middle pivot point level, about 2098, and then down to the Kijun-sen indicator roughly about 2096.